Greetings Adventurers, this is Lulune, your guild advisor, and I'm totally not re-recording portions of this video because the DanMemo English account finally decided to upload the slides after I did my first recording, but here we are! Welcome to DanMemo News! I don't even want to know how much time I wasted making my own English slides based on the translations by Simhow6567. Cool guy, at least we got the skill translations from him. But a lot of information is on a Reddit thread, and I'll link that in the description. We're getting a rerun for New Generation Pop Stars that was announced like a few weeks ago, but it's happening tomorrow night. We're getting it, and let's go over the rerun banner because there's a couple of things that are kind of exciting because, wow, we're actually getting something. So, we're gonna get the normal rerun banners with the first half, of course, being the Adventurer Eyes, Anakitty, and Lulune. The format of these banners, at least for the rerun portion, is the first draw is 200 Iris, the second is the guaranteed force, starting to alternate between the two, and it works the exact same way for the other half with the assist Eyes, Lafia, and Filvis. And some of these characters are getting small stat buffs and also an additional passive. The Adventurer Eyes will be getting a plus 50% damage on counters passive. Aki will be getting a plus 15% bonus magic resistance passive, Filvis gets plus 10% damage on penetrations, and Lafia gets plus 10% damage on criticals. And this is the brand new extra banner that we're getting with the rerun. We're going to get an idle Osby, and we're going to finally get Lulune into the game. Lulune is a character that, I made a character speculation video, what units are they going to add into DanMemo, 2 years ago when the game was very early in its English lifespan, and Luna is one of the characters I said could be a possibility, and I didn't think it would take over 2 years for her to finally get into the game because she had a decent amount of screen time in the Sword Art Online anime. One of the other characters I mentioned in that video was Alicia, but she doesn't actually show up until a novel later that's not in the Sword Art Online anime, so it's crazy that Alicia got a unit before Lulune, crazy that Elfy got a unit before Lulune, it's crazy that ASTREA FAMILIA got units before Lulune. If I told myself in the past that ASTREA FAMILIA was gonna get units before Lulune, I'd call myself insane, but that's not what happened. It took this long to get another Hermes Familia member into the game, but here she finally is. But for this banner, it's the normal 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th guaranteed draws. I'm going to draw until I get Lulune because she is a brand new character, which means CP levels, and CP levels means Iris. So you probably get your Iris for fun for trying to get Lulune that way, but who knows, maybe you're really unlucky and you're not going to get Lulune until the 10th draw. That would really suck. And this is the art for the new Osfi, and for her stats, she's going to be a balanced character with a maximum speed of 1130. For her special arts, it's an AoE Ultra Magic Earth attack with a temporary Great Magic boost and an ultra critical rate, and will also increase the AoE resistance of your allies by 50% for 1 turn. And I believe if you were to use that special arts on the same turn that you were to use a buff extension skill, for example Haruhime's, you'd be able to carry on that 50% buff for quite some time. So you'd be taking half the damage from AoE attacks, so that's an interesting pair to think about. And for her combat skills, her first skill, it gives a fast AoE resistance of 35% to your allies for 4 turns, and also gives her that 3 additional actions of giving your allies a 30% heal, as well as giving them a 20% guard rate buff for 2 turns. So you reduce the amount of AoE damage you take, as well as getting a good heal on the next turn when those additional actions apply, and also get a good guard rate buff. Then her second skill is an AoE Super Earth Magic attack with a temporary magic boost and ultra penetration rate, and will decrease the turn duration on your allies' debuffs by 2 turns. And her final skill is a single target Super Earth Magic attack that will increase in damage by 40% for each guard rate buff on her, so that's 1 from her additional action, and then 1 from a possible assist, so she does a lot more damage with that, but it's almost like a throwaway skill for a single target situation. Osfi is really more built for something like war games. And then for a noble passive, she has 35% bonus thunder resistance, 50% more damage on counters, 15% more damage on penetrations, and then the insect killer skills. So it sounds like we're going to get a familiar rush, guys, and that's what we're going to cover really soon. And then here's the art for the Lulune. She looks cute. She'll be a magic attacker with 1927 max magic at max limit break, max hero ascension. For her special arts, it's an AoE ultra earth magic attack with a temporary magic boost and ultra penetration rate. And she will also buff her own magic, agility, and earth attack damage by 60% for 3 turns. So a ton of buffs with that AoE special arts. And for her combat skills, her first skill is an AoE high earth magic attack with a temporary magic boost and ultra uncounter rate. And she gains an additional 2 actions of an AoE low earth magic attack. So it looks like she'll be able to do a ton of AoE magic damage, especially when you use that first skill and get those 2 additional actions. The next turn's gonna be devastating. I think you've seen it with Kaguya and some other characters as well in war games. For her second skill, it's an AoE fast mid earth magic attack with a temporary magic boost and increases her own magic and earth attack damage by 60% for 2 turns. So a double buff, about like 120% for 2 turns with a fast move. Interesting to see how people set her AI to use in war games, because it's kind of weird how one move is a fast attack and then the other move, which also buffs her, and the other move gives her those additional actions. You might want to prioritize those actions so they come as soon as possible. So interesting to see how that will work. For her third skill is a single target super earth magic attack with a great magic boost and ultra penetration rate. So she might actually do some decent damage in single target situations just because she has a double buff on one skill, and then she also has a super base attack with a great boost. And then for noble passive, she has a 35% bonus thunder resistance, does 50% more damage on counters, 15% more damage on penetrations, and the insect killer skill. So again, probably a familiar rush, right? The game is expecting a version update to 10.3.3. It should implement the special arts animation skip button, and this is something that I was not aware of, the ability to forfeit war game matches, and that's pretty nice because there are some teams out there, you know who you are, whose sole purpose is to stall out games until turn 15. Like, I don't want to be here and just watch my phone waste its battery. Please, give me the ability to forfeit the match, please. And they should also be reinserting some events back into the story digest. I don't know what happened with this. This is so weird. At the very beginning of the game, there was like no issue with the story digest. We were just able to watch through all the previous events, no problem. And at some point down the line, like there was some weird bug or something, and they like took the majority of them down. Like right now, you can't even like read through a story record right now on the app. The event that just passed, so it's really strange how that's working, but I guess they're slowly implementing it back into the story digest like it should be working properly anyway. And this is the season 3 countdown bonus they teased before we actually get to see what's in the countdown bonus, and it should start on the 25th. And as you can see here, some nice stuff, a lot of hero fauna, 150 iris in total, ascension fauna, 3 hero lights, and then looks like a 11 draw ticket with 1 guaranteed 4-star, so that's nice. And then we should be getting a gift of 50 iris because they're celebrating Shenku Games. I believe that's the Chinese publisher, and they're celebrating the fact that DanMemo will be published in China, so there should be some influx of money being put into the game now, so maybe they'll be much quicker to address some of our concerns, because I know a lot of you guys, at least on the European side, are complaining about hackers right now. So hopefully there's incentive to fix the game because they're getting money from China. And this is the info for the Familia Rush starting tomorrow night. And this is the first stage for Familia Rush against the Crimson Scissors. Aqua Killer is effective, so a lot of those characters that are part of the current swimsuit banners, they use fire magic attacks and physical attacks with no element attached. They can stun you. They also are able to buff their own guard rate and critical rates. As for their resistances, they resist fire and wind by 40%. Earth, thunder, light, and dark is neutral. They have a 40% weakness to water. They have a 20% weakness to physical attacks. And they have a 40% resistance to magic. And you guys can read those tips on your own. They're basically saying, use the characters that just came out. And for stage 2, you're going against Stinger Beetles. Insect Killers effective, so the new Elfy and Lulune. They use thunder magic attacks. They can stun you. They can buff their own strength and agility. They can debuff your own strength and magic. They resist thunder by 30% and dark by 20%. They're neutral against fire, wind, and water. They're weak against light by 20%, weak against earth by 50%, neutral against physical attacks, and are weak to magic by 20%. And look, the tooltip says to use the unit that just came out. And then for stage 3, you're going against the Angrio Head. Suggests to use the Aqua Killer skill, you know, this unit that just came out, especially Lena. It uses thunder magic attacks, water magic attacks, and physical attacks with no element, and it can decrease your allies' endurance. As for its resistances, it resists fire and dark by 30, water by 40, earth, wind, and thunder are neutral, and then it has a 60% weakness to light. So again, Lena. And then it resists physical attacks by 30%, and it's neutral against magic. And look at those tooltips. Look-y there. Azure Bloom Lena. Use the characters that just came out. And then we're getting a Dark Bavaria Record Buster tomorrow night. And then, of course, as always, 7th Zone is refreshing. And then for the general overview, tomorrow night is the new generation Pop Stars Rerun with the Rerun banners and the new Wave banner with Elfy and Lulune's debut. And Familiar Rush, 7th Zone refreshed. Record Buster starting. And then on the 24th is the part 3 of that DanMachi Season 2 special gacha. The first 11 draw is free, but it's a free 11 draw with no guaranteed 4 stars. And there's a special price on Iris. And then on the 25th is that DanMachi Season 3 countdown login bonus. But this is something that posted up. There's going to be a special live stream before DanMachi Season 3 starts. This will be on Monday at 6:30 a.m. my time. It's 4:30 Pacific time for those of you that are that think in Pacific time, I should say. But it should be fun. There's not going to be any subs, but if you want to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to watch something, a live stream about DanMachi Season 3, it's there. Matsuoka's going to be there. It looks like he's the voice actor for Belle, my favorite voice actor. And it also looks like Inri Minase is going to be there, the voice actress for Hestia. So they should both be involved in that program. So be excited for that. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can set a reminder for 4:30 a.m. Pacific time. But anyway, exciting that Lulune is actually getting a unit. Like it's been a long time coming. Looking forward to Season 3. If you haven't seen my war game video, it's basically everything that was skipped, the important things skipped from the light novel in Season 2 from the war game arc. And then I'm working on the Pleasure Quarter video right now, and then the Volume 8 video is going to be really weird, but all that stuff is planned to be released by me before Season 3 starts not this Friday, but the Friday following this Friday, because that's October 2nd, the start of Season 3. So all that stuff is planned to be out before then. Hopefully there's no more news, crazy news before then, because I'm trying to devote all my free time to these videos, and again, that's why I'm trying to be quick about this one. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you're looking forward to Season 3 of DanMachi, and go get your Lulune for CP levels. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more DanMachi content, go ahead, like the video, sub to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and join the Discord. And as always, continue enjoying your time adventuring around Mario and the dungeon. This is Lorne, your guild advisor, signing out. 今選ぼうその